Well, that was my producer calling to let me know that I didn't turn on my mic, which was did I mention? I did mention, but the mic wasn't on. I do have a cold today, and I have been taking NyQuil and DayQuil for a couple of days, so you'll have to forgive me. I hope you stuck around. So I'm going to go over and recap really quickly. I'm Charles Lonchno. I'm the co-owner of Aspie Teas and Gifts here in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm also the designer. And we actually concept, make, and ship all of our designs out here from our shop in Greensboro. Let's see. We do our live stream every day at 10 o'clock, and I invite you to come join us, take a quick peek behind the curtain, and see how we concept and design our artwork for our online shop. One of the things that I was talking about is we did do our weekly drawing, and we do have a winner. It's Kelly Richardson Weiler, who joined us the other day on Facebook Live. We currently stream on 4 different channels on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. And so you can take a look down in the comments and you can see our different channels. If you would like to follow us on one of the other channels, that would be great. I encourage everybody to make a comment down there so that you can be entered into our drawing for this upcoming week. Every week we do a drawing, and whoever wins gets to pick a design from our shop, and we will gladly print it on a t-shirt of their choice or a tote bag and send it out to them. So our winner this week was Kelly Richardson Weiler, and I appreciate her watching. And please leave a comment, and please, this would be fantastic if you guys could just take a second and like or follow our page. That way you will get an update anytime that we go live, and I promise that this will be worth your time if you're interested in art or you just like to have a conversation. We encourage everybody to ask questions as we go along through this process, and we want to get to know people out there so that we can share our family business with you and grow it and grow our community. So please take a second to follow us, make a comment. And one last thing is, on Facebook, there's a wow button, if you wouldn't mind hitting that. If you're on Periscope, give us some love. And if you're on YouTube, I don't know what they do, but do that thing that they do that says, hey, this is awesome. Maybe a thumbs up. Is it a thumbs up? And on Twitch, I don't know what they do on Twitch. So, but those are very important for us, and I'd appreciate it if you just take a moment while you're watching and do that real quickly. So we're going to get started. The t-shirt that I have up on the screen right now is the one that we've been working on. It's Blessed, and we've been working on the zentangle. And what I had done is, when I had finished the bee, the zentangle of the bee, over the last couple episodes, we had, I initially was going to zentangle the entire word, but there was 2 problems with that. One, it would have taken an enormous amount of time. 2 is it would have been too busy. And so, we want to have the zentangle add to what we're trying to say. We don't want it to be a distraction. So then I had taken the other block letters, and I thought I would just put up the other block letters just plain, and then I thought maybe outline. And it was too simplistic. So we were going from something that was highly designed to just plain block letters. It didn't transition well, and it looked out of place. So we needed a little more style to the remaining letters. And this is the font that I came up. Over the years, I have bought the rights to fonts, and so I have a expansive library of fonts that I have the rights to. And so it gives me a lot of choice when I'm looking at fonts. Now, what I will do a lot of time with a font is, even if it's just, it has style, but it's not, but the letters are styled, but they're all the same size and they're just right next to each other. But I like the font and I want to use it. a lot of times I'll rasterize that font, and then I'll go in with my selection tool and grab the letters and resize them, and I might draw on them a little bit to kind of connect them. I have a t-shirt that I did called A Match Made in Heaven, and it's about, you know, books and coffee, and at the bottom of the design it says perfected on rainy days. And so it's for people who love to read books, and there's nothing better, in my opinion, than having a book, a cup of coffee on a rainy day with the children out of the house. So, anyways, the design that I have there, you can see how I took the font and I added to the font, and I drew it so it looked like it was pouring into the coffee and then coming out of the coffee. And so a lot of times I'll actually incorporate that font into the design. You know, most of the work is done for you. It's only a little bit of extra work to do something like that. On the turkey, the Thanksgiving t-shirt we live streamed the other day. It says gobble till you wobble, and then we did that kind of woodcut looking turkey, and in there I had drawn some dots, or erased some dots out of the wording, and it had that kind of rustic look to it, but it added that little bit of extra that made it feel complete and not so canned. And one of the things that we do here is we take the time and effort to actually draw and create all of our designs instead of just buying designs or t-shirts from China, which the vast majority of people do, and then just put it up on their stores. The problem with that is I now have just a commodity. There's nothing different between me or another person. It's just how good I can market these and how cheaply I can sell them. You know, we actually take the time to create unique designs that are unique to us, that and I think that's what separates us from our competition. So this is what I have come up with. Now this font here actually had the lettering just as it is. I didn't change a thing with this font. But what I'm saying is a lot of times I would grab that E, shrink it down, move it up over the S, take that S, elongate it, maybe take my pencil and reshape it a little bit so it looks a little bit different. Sometimes underneath you can put a line of dots or dashes, or, you know, just some swirls, whatever you're trying to achieve. The other one I'll refer to you real quickly is the shelf life one that we did the other day that we live streamed. Go take a look at that one, and you can see how we took shelf life and we actually took that font and built it in so it looks like a wrought iron sign. And so, you know, so that's what I'm talking about, is just going that little bit extra, making it look interesting, and not being this just plain vanilla font that anybody can do. So we're trying to create something that's unique. We also don't use cut vinyls. We have a full 3,000 square foot shop that we use. We have a screen printing press. We also do, we have a blasting cabinet to do sand blasting or sand carving into mugs and pint glasses. We do sublimation. And because of this cold, we do wall hangings. We do a lot of things. We have a directed garment printer. So we have a full shop. We actually do the printing here. This isn't somebody cutting out vinyl on their Cricut and putting on a t-shirt that's going to wash off in 3 days. These are real t-shirts designed here. I know I'm going on too long. So we'll cut that short, or cut that off. All right. Did I mention I have a cold? I have a cold. I appreciate you watching. Leave a comment down below. All right. One of my favorite things to do, and I'm going to do it right now. I'm like a kid in a candy shop when it comes to this, because I designed this and I'm very proud of it. Most people, it's nothing, but for me, this was a giant hurdle. And here we go. Ta-da! Right? That's good, right? I love it. Anyways, so let's grab the iPad here. You know, this is going to be, I'm going to mock these up on t-shirts and get these up on our shop, either on Etsy or on Shopify in the next couple of days. So if you like this design, I'm very happy with it myself. I think it's going to sell very well. Is you go to our Shopify shop or our Etsy shop, and you can buy it there. You can get it on we're going to put this on a tote bag or a t-shirt or a hoodie. And I think that's all that we're going to do it on. So thank you very much, and we will get started on our next project, and I will stop talking so much. All right. Now this t-shirt that we're going to design, I'm sorry, I need to just step aside here and blow my nose real quickly and get some more water, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm the water cooler guy. I'm so much of the water cooler guy, they just moved the water cooler into my office. So people just come in here to get their water and visit with me. It's great. I love it. So this is the t-shirt that we're going to be working on today. This is going to say on it, the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. So what I want to do is take some iconic images from the 80s, like a boom box. I was first thinking of, in the 90s when the iPod came out, the Apple did the silhouettes of people dancing, and then you would see the cord from the iPod going up to the earbuds. And I thought that would be cool. We could just simply silhouette something and do something like that and then put it on there. But I grew up in the 80s, so I wanted something from the 80s. Those were my formative years. So, going back to the 80s, you have a choice really of two different things that would be iconic for a t-shirt, I think. And that would be, having a Walkman. So I could have taken that silhouette and then just put a little box in the hand instead of an iPod, and made it look like a Walkman and just, done it that way. Then I thought, I don't want there to be any confusion over the visuals, so I'm just going to go with a boom box. And so we drew somebody here. Looks like they're wearing a trench coat, and this looks very similar to the guy holding the boom box over his head in that movie from the 80s. I think it's Say Anything. And so we're going to use this image here, because there's no question that's a boombox, that's a trench coat, that's an iconic image from the 80s. So this would be something that would be good for it. So what we're going to do is I just did a basic, cutout here and just gave it some shape about what it should look like. And I use that image as a reference, but what we're going to do is go in here and clean it up. You can see I just kind of took an eraser and I just erased, what the shape should look like real quickly before I started the stream. And so we're going to come in here and we're going to actually clean this up, make it look like a boom box, and then we're going to figure out exactly what font we're going to use. I haven't decided. I absolutely hate that 80s font, the one that's usually silver and it has like a shine going across of it. It's big, block letters. Well, there's a little style to it. But anyways, or they might draw like lines through it, part of the font. I'm not crazy about it, but we're going to take a look at some of those and we'll decide on what we want to do in regards to a font. I think I'm going to have to compromise or just go somewhere that I don't want to go, and that's an 80s font. But regardless, it will look like the 80s. Maybe we'll move the font to the 90s. Or maybe the 70s, those kind of mushroomy looking letters, the big blobs. Those are good too. So anyways, I'll stop talking. I'll start drawing, And this is what it looks like when you've been taking Dayquil and NyQuil for a couple of days. We had a bunch of teenagers over last night with my daughter to go trick-or-treating, and then slept over last night. So combined with my cold, my NyQuil, Halloween, because we've got a little guy, a 5-year-old, and I've got a 13-year-old and 4 of her best buddies sleeping at my house last night. I'm not the person I usually am today, but I will recover, I promise. So let's get started. Thank you all, everybody who's watching. I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the chat. Maybe I should do that in case anybody has any questions or insults. Oh yeah, we got a couple. Nothing that needs responding to. More comments. I am still working on how to try to get these chats aggregated. So I don't see anything there. I'm going to go on Periscope. I got to open this up. Okay, on Periscope, there are no comments, but I would greatly appreciate it if you are watching this and you're on Periscope. Please leave us a comment. We would really like to build our Periscope and our Twitter audience, and give us some love. You know, tap that little heart a bunch of times. It would be great. It'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. Get back to drawing now. It's kind of neat when I did that and the camera just automatically shut off. Okay. All right, I don't know what's going on Twitter. On Twitter, it's telling me to reload the site, so I assume we're going to lose the stream there. But it seems to be about like that kind of day. So let's go ahead and finish this up, and see what we can do here. Just want to get these angles here a little straighter, more uniform. You can see here when I was erasing it, I didn't take a whole lot of time to get it straight. Ooh. So what I'm going to do now is there we go. Do a line straight down here. You know what? All right, pot top parts cleaned up. Let's get down here. There we go. There's our boom box. Is that straight up there? No. Of course not. We still centered? I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so we are going, let's take an eraser on this. Get a circle. Make the outside one kind of thick for this little woofer. Close. Oh, it looks about the same. I was sitting here thinking, wow, should figure out a way to cut and copy that so it's the same size, but well, maybe I should put my glasses on. That might help. Yep. All right, and we'll do a little one inside. We'll do it thinner. Something like that. All right, those look like speakers coming out. So we'll go down here. Whoops. All right. And all we're doing is just kind of coming in here and cleaning up the silhouette that I made. All right, here. This is going to have an ear over here somewhere. Head's tilted, so I think that's okay. Where the hell is? Yeah. See, I know. I think this needs to. Still think his head looks kind of domey. Anyways, probably come back. Drool a little bit there. Gotta make the arms match. There we go. Give him a little muscle. I apologize. Okay. So that's too big here. I got knocked down on the opacity. Alright, now that's looking like a more normal shaped head. Arms. There we go. All right. I don't know how I can keep it from cutting off there like that. All right. this little box. I come down here, put this on erase, make it a box, come in for fill, auto loop. All right, so we've got our silhouette. I think it's a good start. I need to come in here and just kind of do a couple of things. Bowing it out. Okay. Well, I think we have a good start on this. I'm going to do my transition. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, sorry. I think we've got a good start on this t-shirt. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm very excited about it. I really like how we finished up that last design with the zentangle, but because of this cold, I don't think you want to sit here and listen to me cough for the next hour. And I could use a little bit of a break, so I'm going to say thank you very much for watching today. I'm going to show you my cool transition that I made in After Effects, and I'm going to do it in just 2 seconds, starting. There we go. Ta-da! Right? So, anyways, please leave a comment, hit the like button, follow us, give us some hearts, give us some thumbs up, do all that kind of great stuff. I'd appreciate it. It helps us get our video. We get more viewers if you guys do these things for us and help us out a little bit. So it'll get distributed to more eyeballs. And I hope that you enjoyed today. I again apologize for the cold and for being on Dayquil/NyQuil for 3 days, and for having teenagers sleep over for Halloween last night. I'm an absolute mess. I know it. So I'm going to sign off and say thank you very much.